Welcome to Return of the Evil Barn Part 4. You guys are standing outside of this fucked up looking barn. It just looks as though the weight of evil has descended upon it. Not too far away is the ruins of an old house that collapsed some time ago. The barn's still intact. Inside the barn, you can hear a complete silence, an ominous, heavy silence.
Hey, wait a minute.
Why don't you go cook something in that barn over there, Freddy?
You mean the one with all the demons in it? Sure.
Well, yeah, and then it'll burn down, and then we won't have to. Then we can go on and do something else.
You can do something else if you want. I'm just giving the party the opportunity to try to finish one thing. That's all.
What happened to my demon-infested little boy?
Yeah, thanks for that, by the way. You fucked us.
Didn't you hear? He brought it on himself.
No, apparently he didn't. His father came back to get him. Now the whole town's pissed. Because apparently a bunch of us Australians got one of their kids possessed by demons.
Wasn't us. No, that was him.
No. They definitely blame you for that. Like, they shot me in the head. They definitely blame us.
Hey, it was all in the name of experimentation.
Yeah, can you, like, try and experiment a little bit less shitty next time? Anyway, we got the kid back from them after making peace. They want us to figure out a way to cure him, and when we had a closer look at him, we found out he's fucked.
Yeah, everything else that's been infected has been pretty much dead from that point.
Yeah, so we need to break that to them at some point.
No. Let's just leave and not do that.
Yeah, we need to deal with our problems. Alright, we kind of did some more experiments the other day. We found that if you, here, let me show you. I'll take them into the barn.
He takes you over toward the barn. You notice that it looks as though somebody's painted part of the exterior of the barn, mainly the roof and such, with blood. Several of the trees have blood on them in the distance. The whole area kind of smells like a charnel house. He leads you around, and inside there's all the cages with all the animals in them, but they're all like completely still, like statues or like they've been stuffed. And there's like a thin gold wire around all of their necks. The kid himself is laying on top of a cage because he's not fitting into it because he is literally spread eagle, starfish shape with a thin gold wire around his neck.
Yeah, so we found out that if you tie some gold wire around their necks, it will do that to them. They're in some kind of stasis. They're not dead. They're not alive either, kind of. They're in limbo.
You notice that the kid laying on top of the cage looks like he was just kind of casually discarded there. Like, well, there you go, fucko. And there's like a hole in the barn wall that's about this shape here. It's about that big as well, kind of a slot. It also looks as though further does anybody not have gross out maxed out?
I think I do. Let me make sure.
Yeah, please check, because if you don't, now is the fucking time to roll your sanity, as this is the most disgusting thing ever. 1 point toward gross out if you succeed in your roll.
Yay.
D10 if you fail, because this is truly epically horrible. This is the kind of thing that fucking tales are made of. People lose their minds over. There goes D10 of Marcus's fucking sanity points.
Oh, D10. Yowza.
Yeah, but you max at whatever your gross out is.
You got plenty of them.
Yeah.
It's good to lose it now and build it back up since, yeah.
That really doesn't track.
Oh,
Wow. He's mildly disturbed. This place is pretty messy. There's like fucking maggots eating some of the animals that were opened up in various ways. Also, it looks like some of the animals have you ever wrung out like a fucking towel before? It looks like somebody did that with some of the animals.
Spicy's all.
All right, Doc. Did you read the thing I sent you?
Yeah,
Okay, so I don't need to repeat everything.
right.
So besides the golden wire, we didn't really find anything new out. We don't know
Oh, is
how
this
many.
all of them?
Oh no, this is just some of them. We have no idea how many there are. There could be thousands. We have no idea.
Oh,
Yeah, but they don't seem to they don't seem to subdivide any further.
Yeah, they don't seem to replicate. So we believe there's a finite number of them. We
How
have
many
no
are-
idea.
how many have you collected then?
Right now we have 29. I believe we started with 60, and they did experiments on them. 29 left, but there could be hundreds more in the forests and stuff.
Judging by the barn, some very messy and perhaps unnecessary experiments.
Science.
Yeah, look at. Is anything skinned?
Up
Has
to
Mildred
you.
been here?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was here.
I can tell.
Oh, we didn't try that.
Yeah, we even tried a kind of human centipede thing where we connect them all
Oh,
together.
wow.
But yeah, we weren't really successful.
It appeared. Just imagine like young intern doctors who have never cut open a patient before, saying, "I want to make a human centipede belly to belly," and then doing it very badly.
Yeah, and there's
Without
a
the
whole
right
bunch
tools.
of herbs and plants over in that corner. There's some like random metals over in that corner that we tried using. There's a bunch of
Bowls.
random badly drawn pentagrams on the ground that didn't do anything.
You've never seen a pentagram star with 4 sides before, Chris.
Mm.
That one was mine, wasn't it? Or was that Jeff's?
So people who had no idea what a pentagram looked like tried to make one up. It didn't work. There's a couple of like Jewish stars and stuff like this is a pentagram. That's what all of them.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because it was my idea, and then I couldn't draw one.
So, how does magic work here? Like, I'm sure you guys have tried this. Like,
Very, very badly.
I take out my glasses and I try to look at these things.
Sure, give me a willpower times 1.
All right, I'm in earshot. I'll be right back.
So, if these guys, like, I guess I don't understand how these, how did they replicate over if it's so hard to use magic here?
I would love to find that out.
Well, don't you know don't you have a rules of the zone thing? Or does it just tells you the rules of the zone?
Just the rules of the zone. It's like
Okay.
magic is hard. Tech is a lot easier, but 1860s and back. That's it. It doesn't tell me like.
Is the boy awake? Poke, poke, poke. Hello?
No, he has a gold thing around his neck.
Gold wire.
Yeah.
Not tight either.
And do they talk or what? Like,
Yeah. When I spoke to them, they spoke in some weird demonic language.
and what were they saying? Or what was he saying?
I didn't speak to the kid. I spoke to some of the random animals. There were one of them called Glenn an asshole. Another one said demon good, demon good, demon good, or something along the lines. And we managed to trick one of them into slipping up and telling us that the cursed metal is their weakness. And we deduced it was the gold as a result of that.
And give me a memory roll also, Freddie.
Memory roll.
Well, if you'd like to try continuing the interrogation, I can kind of translate.
I made memory roll.
Don't forget what the hedgehog was attempting to say.
Which hedgehog?
The one that the remains are over there.
The spice hedgehog.
Mm.
Are you sure you're talking about me and not someone else?
That could be somebody else. Shit.
Yeah, I don't.
A lot of people have been working on this. It's very important to the PCs for some reason, so they've been working hard at this.
Yeah, the most important thing was one of them said cursed metal weakness or something along those lines. And then one of the other animals was like, "Shut up!" And then we.
Oh, and Chris, there's also a note on some supplies that they've got saying that that you will be fired upon if you approach the town, and if you don't fix this, word will be spread about the failure of the Australians type thing. It's kind of
Yeah, that's because somebody, including Push, decided to infect one of the kids with the
Do you know how
demon.
much trouble that was to do?
I really
That
wish
was
you didn't do
freaking
it.
hard.
The expression on Doc Fulton's face pretty much summarizes everything. Like, so I've been brought in as a ringer to solve your fucking problem again, haven't I? That kind of look.
I'm really not convinced that this is a problem. They don't replicate or subdivide. There's just going to be a certain amount of these things floating around in a very large world.
And then, do you
and
know
then
what
what?
happened?
I'm not buying into that whole leveling up thing.
Yeah, you haven't been around much, have you?
I guess not. No.
Actually, looking around, give me evidence analysis rolls. You notice that almost all the animals that have been possessed are very small, and then the larger that they are, the fewer of them that there are.
Logan? Reverse dice. Crit. I can analyze high magic now.
Oh, fuck you.
I love my reverse dice. Wait, hold on. If I'm even able to do that, do I detect high magic?
Oh, no,
on the animal?
there's no high magic. This is just.
Okay, then
normal
give me the
stuff.
fumble card then.
Oh, okay.
Because I can't get the thing if I don't detect anything. Right?
You push Doc Fulton over. Just because you.
I'm sorry.
Doc Fulton just lays there and looks at you like, you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay.
Hey, Doc, do you see any high magic on these animals?
Yes, as you're laying there on the messiest floor in the known universe.
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
I
Hey,
stand
Chris,
up.
are you able to see high magic yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
I did learn detect broken effect.
Oh. Are any of the animals broken? I'd stare at them. Let's see. Detect broken effects. Are they broken?
Oddly enough, and the really small animal, actually, just yes.
Yes. Okay. So there is some kind of broken effect here. Sadly, I don't have the analyze ability yet. Oh, since Doc, are you able to do this?
Do what?
Recognizing broken effects.
What the fuck does that mean?
Let me try and teach you.
Ooh, he'd teach you, but he'd have to charge. Good luck, Freddy.
Yeah, I got that.
Why teach the shit out of him?
Right.
Your broken effect draws all the boys to the yard.
Yep. He schools you. You pick up a new skill, recognize broken effect. It is a skill. It costs no magic points. You can do it whenever the fuck you want. If you crit on it and if it is broken, then you get a new skill called Analyze Broken Effect. But if it's not broken, critting it does you no good.
Okay, so you want me to look at these things and see if there's a broken effect of some kind?
Well, I believe there is, but maybe you can discern more about them.
You're wrong. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It makes you feel better telling Freddy he's wrong about something.
It doesn't really solve much, though, telling him he's wrong, because he does it anyway half the time, so it's all good.
Anyway, it's not like this is freaking COVID or anything.
Well, strange you should say that. They are basically affected by some kind of disease. So it could be COVID.
So where are we getting this gold wire from anyway?
I buy it from Shermer. With money.
Is any of it laying around? Like,
Not even a little itty bitty bit.
We gave a bunch of it to the townspeople to start rallying more animals and tying it around them.
the townspeople where you kidnapped their kid and
Yeah. Well, Mildred managed to sweet talk them into, doing that for the greater good.
The
So,
greater good.
so long as we don't go into town, we'll be fine. But we can still talk to them, just at a distance.
so the kid's dead for sure. Like his consciousness is gone. We
Oh,
know
no,
that.
if you take the wire off, you'll start acting possessed and shit. But if you remove the demon, the kid will die. But he's
Sort of
basically
more like
dead.
Walking Dead.
Yeah. But his insides have all turned black by now. Maybe even liquefied. Like, you see those other animals over there? Their organs are all black and shit. His organs are probably the same by now. It
Give
takes
me good
time.
ink.
Give me a forensics roll there, Doc, as you begin to check out the results and whatnot. It looks like it's an extremely fast-acting pathogen. It starts off with like normal organs with like black streaks. Eventually, lots of black streaks, black organs, gooey black organs, liquefied organs. Disgusting.
So are you sure this is a demonic possession and it's not a magical affliction of some kind?
Well, they were speaking demonic, and they kept going on about the demon being good, and this all started when we released that demon from the cave. So all that leads to, yes, it's demonic possession.
Well, sapient
Go
at
back
least.
to the cave and see if there's anyone in there or anything.
Yep, I went back there on 2 separate occasions. Fuck that cave, there's nothing there. The ghost is useless, doesn't know shit. Fuck that ghost, he's an idiot. I swear I've been there twice and I'm starting to hate that cave.
Cut to third time back at the cave. Chris asks one question and the ghost spills all this useful information. And then Chris slowly turns his head and stares at Freddy. Chokes the shit out of
The
him.
ghost basically said he was there to guard the cave from idiots like us, obviously really badly because he failed. He said that the before people, like some super ancient race, captured and put the demon away with all the gold and shit. He has no idea how they did that, why they did that, why they used gold or anything like that. All he knows is his people at some point found out about the demon and they were like, oh shit, we better guard him so no one fucks it up. And they've been doing that for generations.
And a fine job they've been doing since.
So when you kill the animal, like I know a little bit about what's been going. Like if you kill the animal, the demon inside goes to another animal. Like, can you watch it happen? Can you see it happen?
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to kill a bunch, just go kill one and you'll see what. Well, right now there's no unpossessed animals in this barn, so the spirit will just float away through the walls and fuck off.
Well, right. That's why we go get another animal.
Yeah.
And bring it nearby so that if we kill the animal, I can watch what's happening.
Sure.
And then I can try to did you guys ever watch it to analyze if it's magic, what exactly it is?
Kimberly said it was petty magic. That's all I know.
Techie magic?
Petty. Low magic.
Oh, petty low magic.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get this thing to go where you want it to go. It seems to be extremely random about where it's going to go next.
Yeah. Also,
Just because you bring an
animal,
just because you bring an animal and put it next to the infected thing and then kill the infected thing, it does not mean that the nearest animal is going to get infected. It just goes some random direction. And in fact, we had to try several times in order to get the young lad his gift.
Yeah, thanks for that. Also, if you grab hold of one of the animals, say the demon's name 3 times, and you are suitably gifted in magic, you may be able to draw the demon out, the spirit out and into you. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can do that.
Give me an evidence analysis roll there, Doc Fulton. Seems like an excellent way to experience resurrection to you.
Yeah. We thought about getting some random magician from some other land, getting him to say the name a bunch of times, drawing in all the spirits into him, and then curing him of the disease and killing all the spirits. But we eventually found out we don't believe that the spirits inhabit more than one body at a time. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't. If you cast Cure Disease on an infected animal, it just dies.
Yeah.
And then the wispy demon shit goes elsewhere.
No. The wispy shit goes away. It dies.
Oh. Perhaps I missed that.
Yeah, the wispy shit doesn't come out. It's
So,
fun.
does the wispy shit? Okay, so the wispy shit goes the fuck away if you cast. And do you know that spell, or
Yeah, I do.
I
do.
don't know hard to do. Why haven't you just cured everything in here?
Okay, I can. It'll take some time, but we don't know how many animals there are. There could be thousands. So to do that on 1,000 animals will take fucking years. So yes, it's theoretically possible, but we have no way of tracking them down, finding them, luring them to us.
Look, it's
Well,
just
you're talking
when we
about tracking down every fucking animal in this forest, and like that's,
Every demon-possessed animal. Yeah.
and we don't know which are and which aren't.
Ones
Black
with black
eyes.
eyes are possessed.
So, how exactly, or what? Like, how do you, like, what, we set out a bunch of traps and we trap every animal in the forest? Like,
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, like, how the hell are we supposed to find them all, or track them down, or lure them out, or get some satellite bullshit that can track them from the sky? I don't know.
what are they, when you found these animals, you just kind of happened upon them? Were they doing something specific? Is there a way to bait them out somehow?
They seem to attack people if they get too close. Like when we were going into the forest, we were attacked by a bunch of.
Everybody give me a listen roll. Lower is better.
Oh,
Right. P hasn't heard anything. He's busy in his own world. And you two hear very distant sounds like a horse-drawn wagon and maybe half a dozen to 10 riders.
great. It might be the villagers bringing either more animals for us to test on, or they're pissed and want to kill us.
Okay.
I would, since you're mentioning this, I now I know about it. Yeah, I'm kind of concerned about it being the latter.
Well, we did tell them we're working on fixing the problem, and they said okay, so I'd be surprised if it's the latter. Let's have a look out the window. What do we see out the window?
Out the window, you see maybe like 100, 200 meters away. Looks like a couple of guys are unloading a wagon, and there's half a dozen guys with rifles pointing them at the barn.
What are they unloading?
Looks like cages.
Yeah, I think they're bringing more animals.
They're keeping their rifles pointed in this direction. They look very hostile.
Do we have any are there green branches that we used before? Yeah.
Yeah, they don't look like they're in great shape, but yeah.
Alright, if you guys want to go talk to them, take those branches, hold them up. It's a sign of peace. And yeah.
All right, I'll go. Why don't you guys stay here since you guys have been the culprits?
Thank you.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. That kid got himself infected.
That's right. You stay here or I'll kill you. I pick up I just pick up a branch and I go outside.
No problem. They let you approach to within like yelling distance, and then they fire a warning shot into the air. They would fire it into Freddy's head, but he wisely hasn't come out of the barn, and this time, and they're like, "That's far enough."
Is it?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Unloading more animals. We were told to bring them here when we captured them. We got 21 more animals here.
And are they inert? Are they thrashing around?
Oh, the gold around the neck did just like they said. Also, the guy who owns the general store wants to know how his boy's doing.
I'm looking into that right now. I'm a doctor.
Thank goodness for that, because he and his kinfolk are holding the Australians responsible for that if anything goes wrong with that kid.
Okay.
Okay, we're finished unloading. All right, start the wagon back. We'll follow. Don't approach us until we're well away, or we're going to have no choice but to shoot you.
How can I come in there into town?
You can't. If you get close to town, we're going to shoot you.
Then how am I going to tell anybody about what's going on?
Approach town. Bring the other guy with you. We'll fire a warning shot into his head, and that'll mean that you're close enough. They begin taking the wagon off, and they're like start riding away, looking back an awful lot. They've left, looks like 21 cages. They did rather well in their monster collecting. Or it's the same ones that the PCs were experimenting with. It looks like some of the critters, maybe about half of them, are bigger ones. Not just like gerbils and field mice, but there's like a couple of pigs and a deer and stuff like that. This does lend credence to Freddy's leveling up theory, or Marcus's leveling up theory. Whoever came up with leveling up theory.
I go back, get them so we can bring them into the barn.
Yeah.
There's a hand cart like you can pull around, and that turns out to be really useful.
We'll get them back inside then.
It takes a bit, and it's hard work, especially with the bigger animals. But fortunately, with the gold wire around their necks, they seem completely fucking. It's almost like handling taxidermied animals, except less creepy and no base.
Okay. Curious, so their eyes are just black. When they're in the darkness, are they just like pitch black so you can't see their eyes, or do their eyes have like a little? Okay.
Which on some of the animals means that they may, well, once you put the gold wire around their neck, you definitely know if they stop moving. But some animals just have black eyes. That's just the way that they're designed. So if you put gold wire around their neck and they're still trying to bite you, then you take a shovel to their head. And then make sure that gold wire choke them with that shit.
So question, so you said there's all kinds of different animals and such. Does it seem like there's more like dogs and cats now, though?
Yeah. Well, yes, some, but they look like strays.
See, so like once we get everything in there, so what it looks like to me is, have they started off as like woodland creatures?
Yeah.
And they're slowly trying. So these spirits are trying to take over the town.
Yeah. They're trying to get people up to people, basically, which is why we need to stop this soon.
Right, and so so this is the Ice Torques, except as the demon spirit thing.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And you saw what happened with them, so.
That's one of the fun things about dealing with different shadows, Chris, is history may not repeat, but it definitely rhymes.
One of the things we can try doing, although it's very unlikely that we'll get any useful information, is go to Library Land and see if maybe there's some, by miracle chance, book or two that mentions Sleeker Vandar or the Before People. It's a long shot, since it's a completely different zone, but you never know. I don't know if you want to go do that. I do have a trunk back to this place. So, I don't know. It's one idea we had for research. We tried holding two animals, like touching them against each other and curing one animal to see if that transferred over to the other one. Didn't do that. We were unsuccessful in, as I said, doing the whole human centipede thing to see if that would have any effect, so we don't know if that will work. And we have no idea how to track them down or find them other than just a look. Also, I believe Kinley, Push, and Mr. Wallace did several different experiments with herbs and natural remedies to try and find an equivalent cure to the magic one, but were unsuccessful. Maybe someone with more pharmaceutical knowledge, such as yourself, might come up with something a bit better. But I don't know.
Chris, give me a magic. What kind of magical lore skills do you have, knowing about magic and shit?
Yeah, spellcrafting.
Spellcraft?
Yeah, okay. You're thinking things like opium and different plants and shit, unless they're magically infused, aren't going to do shit against demons. They would help with normal disease, but against demons aren't going to do shit. And unfortunately, there's no infusion trees yet created, so that's something for some year. Some
Do we
other
know?
season, maybe.
Do we know of any zones with magical plants or herbs and shit like that?
Tri-Kingdoms?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Do they have any stuff like that? I know they have a slap patch, which just heals you if you're hurt.
So another thing that we could do, I'm wondering now, is you know that they do have edible gold. When you get edible foil gold, what would happen if you made them eat it? What would happen?
Yeah, we had a very long discussion with the universe on that. And the universe basically told us to go fuck ourselves.
Interesting. The universe.
Yeah, look, do you know what colloidal gold is? By any
No.
chance? No.
Who?
It's the homeopathy of gold.
Yeah, we can try and feed them gold, as you said. The problem is we need an ass load of it. And we actually did try to stick a gold coin up one of their asses. Didn't do anything. We tried to...
I like the eyebrows went up slightly. Like, really?
You have this wonderful love of sticking things up people's asses.
It absorbs really well into the body. That's why doctors do it. You should know this.
Yeah, everything in his doctoring arsenal has to do with sticking something up somebody else's.
Doctoring arsenal.
I'm a head and brain doctor. That's the other. Oh, wait. You have shit for brains. No wonder. See, that's... Got it. All right.
I am the yin to your yang, Doc. You deal with the upper part.
Do not talk about my yang, sir. All right.
But yeah, we can try and feed them gold. But we've not actually fed them physical gold. And I do have some coins with me that we can melt down and feed them.
Yeah, but if you're thinking with your proctology skill, roll proctology.
Oh, yes, please. I need more proctology. Yes, come on.
Doc Fulton can also try his proctology skill, new skill.
Yes, I made it.
Ooh. Yeah,
I didn't.
You think
I was
proctologists are a bunch of
absent.
assholes, yeah. Freddie, you're thinking that things are absorbed well in the ass. It's a great way to get drunk if you say use vodka infused tampons and such. But um, it didn't seem to have any effect when you. And I mean, you put those gold coins way
Oh,
up there, all the way up there,
Yeah.
way up the ass.
Yeah.
And you later removed it from their mouth. So,
It
I mean, it
seems
was
that
pretty far up
whatever
there.
the gold effect has,
Bless you.
it has the most effect around their neck. That's what we've determined so far. It doesn't seem to kill them, it just seems to slow them way the fuck down to the point where they just, stop. I gesture to one of them. Here, let me show you something. I'm gonna go over to one of the animals, the little ones. I'm gonna grab hold of it, take the golden wire off of it, wrap it around its torso, and show him what happens.
It continues laying there frozen for a while, and over a period of minutes, it begins to revive, but it's moving around kind of slowly, like, and then it very slowly goes, and is trying to bite the shit out of Freddy.
See, if you put it around their waist, it just slows them the fuck down. But around their neck, it stops them completely. So I put the gold wire back on.
It tries to bite the shit out of you, but it's slow, so you get it around its neck, and then it goes.
Yeah.
And now it's in a new position, so if you wanted to play statues with them.
Yeah, so the biggest problem that I see is finding them all, or luring them out, or if that's not an option.
You begin hearing small explosions outside.
God damn it. Logos, fuck off. Yeah, that's that. I look outside.
You see hands or trees that are very hand-like thrusting up out of the ground at random intervals.
Yeah, okay. The logos will fuck off, but okay.
He glances out the window and goes back to talking to you. You've got unusual shit. You've got the paradigm distortion way maxed out.
Yeah, it's maxed out.
He just kind of grunts and goes back to babbling at you guys who haven't looked out the window yet.
So another question: with the smaller the animals that you originally trapped, I want to go look at them right quick. Like, can you show me the ones that are like the first ones that you trapped up like this?
The very first ones are in the forest by the cave, and they slowly transitioned to this town.
No, what I'm saying, like trapped. Just
yeah, sure. I'll show them the animals that were trapped. First. Not from today, but from the other day.
How long ago were these trapped?
Push, when did they trap these?
Well, I don't know. Before I showed up.
Maybe 2 weeks, give or take.
Are they dead?
No, they have gold things on their necks.
They were getting fed and watered periodically enough to keep them alive when I showed up.
If you mean are they dead as in their organs black? Probably.
Well, no. Well, do they? Right. So, do they need regular food now?
They don't need food.
Part of it.
No. So long as they have the
look
gold
very
wire,
emaciated, but
so long as they have the gold wire around their neck, they are effectively in what we believe is suspended animation.
They don't look like they're breathing either.
Yeah.
And you can use them as clever gifts for your friends.
But if you remove the gold wire, they do need sustenance, or they'll die.
Which is why that one was trying to eat you anyway.
Yeah.
Now...
No, they actually want to die because they want to get freed to go infect someone else. They actually want to die. So what we did is we actually put 2 animals in the same cage. One of them willingly stood there while the other one killed it. And then the demon fled and went fucked off. So, yeah, they want to die.
You believe that, Doc, with your earlier evidence analysis roll, that if they die, they may hear something like that.
Unless we cure them with magic, then they don't go anywhere. They just die. The spirit just doesn't go anywhere. It disappears. I can show you if you want. I can do it now.
Ooh, here comes the fumble card. Oh, wait, we haven't got that part yet.
I'll go to a random one from today and show him.
Okay. He begins looking like he's concentrating on taking a poop in his pants. He prepares to projectile vomit on both of you. Oh. And here comes the big heel.
That's not a fumble.
Shit.
That's still up. Yeah, raise it.
Wow. Your skill's gotten rather high in that for some reason.
Yeah, raise it, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And he goes, "Dah!" Nothing seems, the animal relaxes. Like, other than that, no effect.
If you want to cut the animal open, have a look inside.
I take the wire off.
Okay, it lays there floppy and, it's not breathing.
Is the eye still black?
Yeah.
But is the eye normally black, or is it?
Yeah. That's one of the issues you've got. Would you like to do a messy autopsy? Oh, by the way, something I forgot to mention. The big barn doors, Chris, they're not able to be closed, right? Because what happens is it looks as though somebody cut down a big fucking tree, possibly with the axe head that's currently stuck in it. The handle looks like it broke off a while ago. And then they drug this huge fucking tree in here, and then they smoothed off the top of it, a big fucking strip of it. Looks like in a kind of a messy, haphazard fashion, possibly using the same axe head, judging by the marks. And then they stuck the axe head back there. And so now the tree is sticking out of the barn, and some of the branches and stuff have been peeled off for various purposes, and it's pretty much a giant log thing that protrudes out of the barn. Like somebody said, I need a table, but I can't be bothered to make a good one.
Right.
It looks like the work of PCs to you.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Yeah. Only one strong enough to take a whole tree and just bring it in here. If it's that big a fucking tree.
Oh, yeah. It's not a redwood, but it's a damn impressive tree.
Another idea that we had was to see what would happen if we took them to an anti-magic zone. But even if that did, like, get rid of the spirits, we come back to the same issue of how do we get all the animals there?
Well, it seems like the townspeople are doing a pretty good job of rounding them up over there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going, like, looking around the perimeter of the town to see if there's a high concentration of them around there.
Sure.
Of the animals.
Can do.
Do a little scouting.
Sure, as long as you don't get too close to the town, we should be fine.
About that, from your earlier investigations into the town, you know that, like all farming towns back then, it's surrounded with fields that have farmers and farmers' homes and stuff. So and every time you've gone toward the town before, you stayed on the road where they're not. And so if you wander around the other things, chances are, it's not like you're wandering. Now, if you do a big enough swath, you can stick to the forest area, but that won't get you close to around the town because, they're doing the normal thing of chop down forests, build homes, fields, spread. Like a virus.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're going to freak out and try to kill you or anything like that or run from you and spread horrors of the Australians, but it's possible. Unless you all cast invisibility on yourself and go from there, but you don't have any of those spells and they don't seem to exist, so yeah.
Wait, invisibility doesn't exist?
No.
It does, but in a very certain form.
Oh, the SCPs? Yeah.
No, the freeze fade.
Well, yeah.
I suppose if we were to wait for all... Okay, if we drag this out long enough and let the townsfolk capture all the animals,
Because that can't go
we
wrong.
can focus on getting rid of them, basically.
No, if they're already in the town, what I would actually want to do now is I want to do like a scout, like a circle of the town, and hit all the farmhouses in the outlying area to see how many of them have been infected now. Because they
right.
slaughter their animals to eat them.
Yeah,
Or they slaughter so they can like create, so they can make food, and like they're gonna sell it in town or whatever, or they're gonna eat it. So when they level up, how many of the farmers are now infected?
Well, they did eat some of them, and they basically said it was inedible and it made them have indigestion, diarrhea, etc., etc. But they weren't infected with the demon. But they might be marked or something.
They're gonna have a black star on there.
Yeah, I'm actually marked.
Talk about how the nighttime is the right time.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, I'm marked because I had one of those demons inside me. So when they eventually level up, they're gonna be like, ooh, that one over there is tasty. So, yeah.
Do you think the nighttime is the right time?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a good idea to go check around to see if the outlying farms have been infected yet, and if they're what of theirs is infected or not.
Let's go get the branches so we don't fucking. So if anyone does see us, at least they'll know we're coming in peace. So yeah.
We could go sneaky style too.
Yeah.
With branches, but sneaky.
With that.
Well, okay.
No, just like straight up go sneaky, unless you guys aren't very. I look at the new guy. How sneaky are you?
Sort of 2/3 sneaky.
I think he's okay. Let me put my cow armor in the barn for now, if we're being sneaky.
You're going to leave your cow armor behind, unguarded, whilst you wander around?
I have no choice.
You might want to put a gold thing around it. I mean, it is kind of like an animal.
Oh, yeah. What if it gets infected? Jesus, that's a nightmare there.
No, that's fine.
I like how you make Freddy more paranoid.
I'll just cover it up with, boxes and some straw or some shit.
I'm sure spirits won't feel the spiritual power of the great.
The armor's going away soon anyway.
The call of Oak is strong with this one.
It seems unlikely that anybody's going to go messing around inside this barn.
But he's worried about
anybody.
spirits.
I'm talking about the spirits.
Well, look, if the spirits fuck with the armor, I know Movie can take care of himself. So.
Okay, if you say so.
I do say so. Let's go.
Right. Okay, so everybody give me a stealth roll at half because there's a lot of big open field areas and stuff you're going to be trying to sneak through.
Oh, I'm so glad I took that armor off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty
much everybody except for Freddy gets immediately fucking spotted. People flee screaming and shit. Fulton's dramatically posing and shit. Yeah. After getting spotted and having the local beast-headed people throw down their tools and run off toward town screaming, do you want to do what? Chase them down, kill them, and eat them, or?
Yeah, because why are they running away from so they know these guys that well already? Is there wanted posters up?
They know.
Do they
him.
have pictures of him?
They know him. I point to him, but they're racist. So any Australian is associated.
We don't have beast heads.
Yeah.
I heard nothing that was just said, by the way.
They're basically racist. So any Australian is seen to be part of whatever those idiots did the other day with the kid. So that includes you and me, even though we had nothing to do with it. But since we're Australians, yeah.
So you've got a limited amount of time before, if anybody's coming out of town, or you could go into the forest and go hide and stuff like that.
We'll wait till nighttime and then stealth around as people are like in their homes doing things.
Okay. So you guys withdraw and go back, realizing that nighttime is the right time. No problem. You notice that many of the homes are being guarded and stuff. So if you get too close to those, then it'll definitely get harder. But now everybody give me a
Hold on, while we're at the barn, can we make some
your
ghillie suits or anything like that to help us with our stealth?
At night, it actually would be more of a hindrance because the problem with ghillie suits is they're always getting snagged on other branches and shit.
Put some mud on our face so that there's a bit more camouflage and shit like that.
He's got mud on his face. He's a big
disgrace.
Waving his battle armor all over the place.
Alright, cool. Let's go.
So now we're doing blackface.
Yes.
Yeah, that won't go horribly wrong. Okay. Now, the problem also with going at night, does anybody have any special, see in dark skills?
No.
I have night vision goggles.
Yeah. That maybe you. So pretty much, you're the only person who's going to see anything if you can make them work.
You're going to be leading us, basically.
I'm happy to hand them to somebody else who is planning this expedition.
There you go.
It's nighttime. It's not space. I've crept around as a kid at night many times.
I agree, but you're looking for fucking small furry animals.
No, I am not. I'm going to the houses to see if any of the people
okay.
or their domestic animals are infected.
Okay, cool. That'll make it easier. The night vision goggles will help if you want to give me a willpower roll to make those work. It's ×5, so it's pretty decent chance since they're past the normal tech of this land.
Here, try my glasses.
Gives you the big.
Oh, why? Is there something wrong with them? They work just fine.
Yep, they totally do. Okay, you guys go out. Everybody give me your creeping around roll. Lower is better.
That would be stealth?
Yeah.
Just normal.
You suck.
Wow.
Fulton sucks worse. Fulton pretty much goes up, and it shows him sneaking up to the window, and fucking goggles are sticking out. And he goes, and the glass goes, and he goes, shit, and away. All right, and you guys end up running away. Needless to say, after everybody give me either a sprint roll or a new stealth roll. There's parties of people with lit torches eventually showing up after half an hour looking for you guys, or whoever did it. They're not saying it's Australians, but it's Australians.
Yeah, okay. I'll just sprint.
Everybody else is running away. Chris, do you want to run away too?
I'll be right back.
You're back at the barn. Goggles were good until they weren't, you think, dejectedly. Unfortunately, you seem to have no stealth ability anymore.
Doc, we could just wait until the morning, go to the edge of the town, talk to them and ask, have any of the people been infected?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, you guys grab some green branches, and who's going to the edge of town?
All three of us.
All right, no problem. When you get close enough, they fire a warning shot into Freddy's skull. That's far enough. Frey takes 10 points of real damage.
Oh, it's 3 bumps down. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. 1, 2.
D6.
Frey takes 3 points of damage.
I take no damage. It's fine.
Off his helmet. Fire warning shot into his head. Yes, sir. Says
All
the
right,
guy.
so you guys are angry, and I get that. But we're trying to fucking help you, so put the goddamn rifle down.
We're just firing a warning shot.
And you hit him.
They all nod like this is normal.
I whisper to Doc. It's the death curse. Just leave it.